It's been a while to get to this point. You guys fought a Chartlan dragon, then you fought another dragon. Made your way to Anjanook's Bell, as you guys should see in the map, arriving at the tail end of a blizzard. Let's see if I can pull up the map and figure out when exactly you guys are at to give kind of context to what's going on. Yeah, it is day 19, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And you are now starting to see across the sea of moving ice, somewhere out there, since you're basically on the precipice of the ocean, you're seeing a giant flying bird coming across the night sky, and behind it, it's streaming magical energy. This, as you've known for the last 18 months, is Auril, the Frostmaiden, casting her everlasting rime throughout the night, which means that the sun will never fully rise, and you'll only get about 5 days of sunshine every single, or 5 hours of sunshine every single day. Valine, who is one of the Order of the Arcane Brotherhood, stands there with a couple of her kobolds. Few of them look haggard and disheveled. They've got pieces of flesh melted off, looks like possibly from acid, as they toil around the campsite. So, didn't think I was going to be expecting you until tomorrow morning, but I'm glad you're here. How'd you fare through the blizzard?
Cold.
Interesting times. Met an owlbear.
Ah, was it intelligent?
I mean, for an owlbear.
Oh, so it wasn't one of those awakened ones that those frost druids are creating.
No, it was not one of those awakened ones.
Well, come and sit down. You've obviously traveled for a while. Anjanook has agreed to take us tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning. Until then, let's eat some dinner, and I'll try to answer any questions that you might have. She sits you down. A couple of the kobolds start bringing dishes, pots, plates, all that other stuff, and cooking for you. Dinner set. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about? Any questions that you have?
Where exactly did you need us to go to protect you two?
Across the sea of moving ice is Auril's Island. It floats around. From what I can tell, it's the remnants of an old frost giant matron. Auril moved into there some time ago. It's where she keeps her rock and where her faithful congregate. We don't have an exact location, but Anjanook can dive underneath and travel about 25 miles a day. So he'll be searching, and I'll be trying to locate my orb using a detection spell. And then that should give us a really good idea of where it's going to be at. I need you to protect me from Nass, who's the one that took my orb. She took my orb, fled to the island, so that way she could undergo the trials of Auril and perchance gain her favor and access into her vault and read the Cyrodiil White in order to get the Rime of the Frostmaiden and open a passageway through the Ragahead Glacier and go to the lost city of Yethrin. It's a dangerous place, especially if you're not supposed to be there. I've managed to gather as much information as possible. And any sorts of things that you'd expect out on the tundra over here, you could pretty much expect over there. I don't foresee too many issues, as her faithful do congregate, and they do take the trials, and that is how they are gifted.
What are the trials?
Oral has established a series of trials to test the faithfulness of her acolytes. And anybody who does is able to try to be gifted her favor. And this is how she imparts her faithful druids with magical energy. See, the 18 months of doing this, I wager that she's probably a little bit weaker, being well, I don't know if you can call any gods lesser, but she's definitely straining herself and burning the candle at both ends, if you'll pardon the pun. She's gifting her magical resources to her faithful acolytes, as well as keeping the sun at bay.
So, quick question. If let's say one of those acolytes were to perish, and does that mean her energy would go back to her, or the energy would go back, or the magic would go back to her?
I don't think that it would be a significant enough amount. You see, she draws her power from the faithful. So by losing the person who worshipped her, she might also be losing the power that she was giving them. This is why I study more of the arcane arts and less the divine.
Understanding. I get that.
Chauncey, you know this because you get a lot of your powers from Chud.
Quick question. Who's that?
Chud?
Yeah.
That's my genie master.
Chud the Ifrit.
Nickname from the 1985 War.
I was gonna say, is he a radioactive mutant or?
Mm-hmm.
It definitely sounds like it.
Did you Toxic Avenger it up? I'm just putting a couple of it together. I figured this is our best way. The ship's at Revel's End.
Right, so 2 questions then.
Yep.
One, just to clarify, we're trying to kill this Frostmaiden thing, right?
Are you asking this as Logan or as Gon?
As Gun.
As Gon?
Sometimes they don't clarify for him.
What does the group think?
I believe that is exactly what they're saying. She wants done. We're supposed to go get something from the place. What is it? A parchment or something? Or what?
Cyrodiil of the White. It's
Cyrodiil of the White.
For lack of a better term, it's Oral spellbook, and inside is written an incantation that allows us to pass. See, the city of Yethrin is locked behind probably a quarter mile of solid ice.
So,
Word.
off topic.
So we're killing this thing.
I need the poem, and however we get that, I would prefer not to put my life at risk. But if you're willing to...
Do we know how many subjects she has already?
From what the Arcane Brotherhood could tell, she has numerous frost druids at her disposal. They tend to also amass their wealth in that area from the couple that we found. Unfortunately, as time's drawn on, there's been a couple of them that have gone rogue. I believe you probably already have known of one of them, Ravison. She was responsible for awakening a couple creatures around Ten Town.
I suppose one of the disciples was an ancient blind dragon, frost dragon, was it?
No, that was Arventurus, the great worm of the north. Hers is an
Alright.
interesting tale.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, she got fucked up by us.
Ah,
Yeah, we might have met her.
well, that's impressive.
You're all using a lot of big words. Can we just have like, I don't know, like an attack word or something?
What
Like-
do you suggest?
Like caca. I said caca.
Just give me something. That way I don't have to
God.
keep all this organized in my head.
Yeah, he's not like that's.
How about
not
gone
his-
get him?
That works.
That is very unmistakable.
All right, second question.
Gone, rip their arms off.
You want protection. Protection from what exactly? What can we expect going out there?
There's numerous creatures on that island that have made it home. There's also a reason why we're not taking a long ship, because the numerous ships that have gone into that area have been reported to have sank.
Okay. What do I know about that area?
Give me a history check.
History shit.
But
Yeah.
could I also?
Yeah,
Okay.
since you're from there as well.
18.
Ooh,
Alright.
critical. Let's go 24.
Oh,
Sorry, I
nice.
wasn't trying to outdo you. I really wasn't.
That's a low bar.
So you know that Grimskala is an old frost giant bastion. It is on a island that is shaped like a not icicle, snowflake, shaped like a snowflake, and it's reported to be supernaturally cold there. It does manage to move around since it's on an iceberg, but the part of it that's above water basically keeps it buoyant. It is known as... Well, it's basically existed since before Ten Towns was there.
Okay.
And what they'll do is they'll surface at dawn and try to figure out where she's heading back to, so that way they can kind of cue in on where she's going to be at.
All right, so it sounds like we get on this ship and take up, I'd say, cardinal positions and focus on ranged weapons and scanning.
And he said the fee is 500 gold. Is that right? Or the
Yeah,
the
500,
bounty?
500 gold for the party for the protection. We will be set there, and Chinook will drop us off at one of the docks on the south side of the island. This is all information that's been told to me. I will then have Chinook submerge again, and then we will contact him. I will contact him mentally to come pick us up, or he will surface in 24 hours and pick up anybody that is at the dock one day later.
All right, I think we can do this. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm.
And then we did get a long rest prior to this, right? With the food and all that. So
Yeah,
everybody should be plussed up.
and with the food that they gave you now, you guys can take another long rest and pretty much be fresh for the start of the journey.
Okay.
Should you so choose. This is a relatively safe area.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're good for the initial, and then are there any? Is there anybody else at this docking area? Merchants or anything like that?
Nobody right now. It is Valine and a handful of kobolds. A couple of them look like they've been damaged. They're moving kind of erratically and stuff like that. They tend to stick away towards the shed. And then you got a couple other ones that are a little bit more lively, talking to each other.
Any of them look familiar?
No, they do not.
Are we leaving the animals here?
Well, it's up to you guys. I think Chinook might have enough room. So basically, if you look at it, it's almost the size of like a schooner.
Okay. Well, are we planning on hitting? I don't see any reason not to. You know, worst case, we can just set them up in the ship and take off from there. So we good on that? I'm gonna take that as a go.
Sorry. I'm pretty sure we're gonna just take them with us, aren't we?
Yeah, okay. So if there's no option for plussing up gear or anything, I say we just jump on and get going.
So she did bring a little bit of stuff for the expedition. It's basically like quiver of arrows, so that way Ravenloft's plussed up. Some crampons, so that's strapped to your feet, so that gives you a little bit better movement with walking around and stuff like that on ice. A climber's kit, like
Okay,
whole bunch
cool.
of
So
whole bunch of rations.
all right. So we don't need the basics to just survive this.
Correct.
Cool. Got it.
Her idea is she does not want to spend a lot of time there.
Cool. Understood.
She'd prefer to get in and get out. Is anybody trying to do anything for the rest of the night? If not, I will fast forward.
I am not. I will say for all of y'all's awareness, Gon is like wearing clothes and shit now. He's wearing his he put his armor back on, which is really just kind of like a hollowed out log. It's it's attached to the front and back. But he's dressing clean, he's combing his hair, and he's praying just every night, every morning.
Hey, you'll notice that Vernon is actually praying a lot more too. He's kind of changed a little bit, especially after the the incident with death.
That'll do it.
Yeah. So I guess I'll be sitting next to you praying, but we don't pray the same at all.
No, at all.
Like at all.
I'm just thinking, sorry, I don't pray that way.
Gon's praying for something to kill.
Just about.
Vernon's praying because like I'm still here. I'll find what I'm supposed to. What's supposed to happen with me.
late into the night, 2 o'clock in the morning until about 5 o'clock in the morning, a blizzard rolls through. Nothing too much to worry about. You guys are able to weather it. Nothing crazy happens. It breaks, and then as you step outside for everything, you notice a large transparent bubble sticking out of the water, wrapped in the deck of a ship. If you zoom in to the Anjunuk's bell, basically that part sticking up above the water, it looks like someone has found a way to saddle a whale. And this is what you guys are going to be writing. You're able to pass through the transparency of the bubble. It's almost like sticking a soapy finger through a bubble, through another bubble. You're able to pass through the membrane and stuff like that without puncturing it.
Okay.
Anything
So God looks at the
significant?
membrane, looks down, looks at the membrane, looks down, kind of shakes his head, and then walks through.
The air is nice, warm, humid, albeit a little musty in that area.
Thanks, God.
All right. Well, this is metal.
Someone say metal.
And I'm just going to take a seat and start honing weapons.
So we're going to go day by day. The first day, you guys are traveling underwater. You are seeing schools of fish. You're seeing storm giant castles. You are seeing giant leviathans amongst the depths that Anjanuk is trying to weave through to not draw any attention or anything like that. Is there anything that anybody wants to do on this day? This counts for a day's worth of downtime. You can even get 2 8-hour blocks of downtime activities in.
All right.
Did you need me to work on something? I think somebody was talking about working on some kind of item.
I was going to see if you can make my sword better, but I don't think we got time for that.
No, that's gonna cost a lot too.
Other than that, hold on a second. I'm looking at some spells.
That's perfectly fine. This would be your time if you wanted to go through your spells. You got the downtime thing, so you could memorize different spells, swap some stuff out. If you've got the ability to make things, this would be your time to kind of do that. There's not a lot of facilities on there, but at the end of a long rest, you can make X of something type of thing.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do during that time. I am going to... Sorry, I didn't think this through before I started talking.
That's all right. Welcome to my life.
Hey, I'm going to cast... How many of us are there?
Well, technically there's 5.
6? Or 5,
6
yeah.
with Valine.
Okay. I'm going to cast Goodberry.
Love it.
And give everybody... Oh, shit. Who's good at mathing real quick?
There's 10 berries.
Per cast. Because we can take a nap. And they last for 24 hours. So I can give everybody... Hold on. Let me math real quick. One of you's... Come on, all you nerds.
What do
And
you?
you're making me pull out a calculator. I
Well,
hate you.
you didn't like. What's the intent?
We
Like,
can't
what?
read your mind,
What's
bro.
X supposed to equal?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is
You're
it
like,
supposed to equal?
there's 5
Sorry.
heroes, so that's half of them right there.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
there's
So we could both get 2. We could all get 2 if you cast it once.
okay, yeah, there's 5 of us, right? There's 5 of us total.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm stupid. Okay, I'm gonna
Gon,
cast it.
Chauncey, Thame, Vernon, and Raven.
Okay, so here's what happens is Gon just starts reaching into his pockets and pulling out these berries and throwing them on the ground, and then like trying to explain in his Gonish way, these are good. Everybody take
Oh, we
one,
know
then
about
take
these.
another, or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay, so everybody's got fucking 6 of those.
You casting it 3
Cast it
times.
3 times.
You cast it 3
No,
times, and
8.
we'll get.
Everybody's got 8. I'm gonna
So
cast
you,
it
so
4
you cast it
times.
4 times. Gotcha.
I'm gonna use all my slots, so everybody has 8.
It's a good berry party.
Dang.
You notice that 4 of the kobolds are looking over there. They're kind of like drooling a little bit as they're eating like pickled herrings.
I'll toss him a couple.
A couple good berries. Fuck that, dude.
That's
Why?
food for a day, isn't it? Or is it just one meal?
It
No,
Yeah,
it's
but
is
they're good.
enough
They're only good for
nutrition for a
24
day.
hours.
It is actually. I mean, that would be kind of a nice. I mean, I guess if we're trying to be
I'm-
cool, fuck them. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're a part of the crew right now, so kind of like, yeah,
How
Yeah,
many
I
of
say
them
we
do you
all
get?
take 3 and feed the kobolds too.
yeah, that works for me.
how many kobolds are there?
There's like 4. There's 6, but 2 of the kobolds, the one with the acid-stained faces, they don't look like they're eating. They're laboring without taking a break. As a matter of fact, if anybody wants to roll a medicine,
Perception. Okay.
I can roll medicine.
this is open to anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody that rolls above a
18.
13. They are dead. They are not breathing. They are dressed way too scant for anything. It looks
Noted.
like those acid marks are what killed them.
Really?
Yep.
You said it was a 13.
Yep. You surmised the
Sweet.
same thing. They are dead. They are dead kobolds. 2 of them.
Who are they working for?
They're working for Valine.
I'm gonna ask her
Necromancer.
about 'em.
Say again.
I'm gonna ask about them.
Before Nass stole the Professor Orb and ran away to Grimskull, she got into an altercation going through her bags, and those 2 kobolds tried to stop her, and she ended up casting Melf's acid arrow and burning through each of their faces. And because good help is so hard to find these days, she raised them from the dead so that way they could still help her out.
Is she a necromancer?
Let's just say she's into recycling. She's very environmentally conscious.
Okay.
I'm not gonna judge.
Bowie just got home. I called him. He's about to get on.
Woo!
It is working.
You ate some good berries. You're on a whale. You're dipping and diving through the stuff. You've got a full quiver of arrows as part of Valine's gift to you. This is what you're doing for the day underwater. Is there anything specific that you would like to do? You got a full long rest. All your stuff's back up. Gon is good buried it up. Is there anything that Raven's trying to do during this time?
I'm gonna say no at this
Alright.
time.
You have found out that you are traveling underneath the water inside of this basically whale submarine. And your goal is to find where the Grimskull Island's at in order to figure out what's going on. Have you guys figured out how you want to play this? Because right now that there is a phrase that will activate Gone. It is Gone, go get them, and then that means it's time for murder.
Get gone. That's the phrase you have to say.
Get going.
What are we looking at?
Oh, he heard it. Sorry, Logan. We were just going over what the catchphrase is.
What?
I imagine you're like Johnny Bravo. You hear it, and then all of a sudden you're like, "I must kill the Prime Minister of Malaysia." Like, no. But why half-orc paladin rangers? I just told you that. So, the first day goes by without incident. Are you asking any other questions, anything like that, or are you just pretty much left to your own devices?
I'm gonna play around with the party members by doing message. My new spell.
All right.
Just whispering shit.
You pull out a piece of copper wire and you're like, "I've come to talk to you about your car's extended warranty."
Exactly.
Your carriage's extended warranty.
How much? How much time are we looking at?
You traveled under for the first day. Valine's trying to scry and stuff like that. She says you're about a third of the way there. The island keeps moving while the whale's moving, so it's making it a little bit difficult. But she says you're on the right track. If maybe today, maybe tomorrow.
I have something fun to say to them.
What is it?
Well, you said you're gonna do the message thing with like a copper wire or something, right? And I'll do heat metal to like burn his fingertips a little bit.
Can I use? Sorry. My bad.
I thought it'd be funny.
If Thame's good with it, how does he react to that?
Probably with surprise. In a message. More than
that's the whole reason for it. And I'll leave it.
Heavy metal music in your head as soon as you drift off to sleep.
And I wake up, I'm like, son of a bitch.
So, I would like to assist in finding where, like, in the scrying by using detect magic.
What's the range on detect magic?
30 feet.
That's pretty much where you guys are at. So you're able to, if you were to cast it, you'd find everything that's like magical in and on and around you guys. What she's doing is she's specifically trying to find the location of her orb that she's very familiar with. So it's basically going like, here's where it's at. She's basically getting like a ping from an Apple AirTag. And she's like, okay, we need to go this way. And then she checks it again, and she's like, alter course 2 degrees because the thing's drifted. So
then we got to weave around ice giant castles and leviathans and
schools of fish, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Are we going to be underwater for a while longer?
So far it's the first day. They're planning on surfacing close to dawn, so that way they could figure out where she's flying back from. Which, oddly enough, is what's happening right now. Is Anjanuk finds a place to come up, and the water beads off the dome. If anybody's ever been inside of a Liamon's tiny hut, or whoever cast the tiny hut, whose name isn't Liamond, and the rain hits, you kind of see that as it goes through. Think the effect of like going through a car wash with a moonroof, and then you're met to kind of like a dreary gray sky, but then you see it tracking from about the 5 o'clock of the ship going to about the 11 o'clock as Auril is riding her rock back, and she's like, okay, that way. That's the way that we need to head. This has been the
Alright,
course of
cool.
about a day underwater. This will be the start of the second day. At that time, she asks you guys, well, since you seem to be bent on combat, there are a couple ways that we could possibly do this that I was thinking about. One is Auril takes off at night. So if we show up at night, she shouldn't be there. If we show up in the morning, she will, because she's coming back. What is your preference?
Night.
Well, what if we showed up? If we're actually trying to attack her, what if we showed up while she's asleep?
So, I don't know if gods sleep.
Don't think they do.
Can't imagine she would sleep.
I'm very comfortable at night.
Then at night we should get there when she leaves.
Yep. Try to avoid fighting a god. We barely survived the dragon.
Detrimental to our health.
All right. Well, with that being said,
We'd be better off to killing every one of her followers.
True.
Don't get any ideas, Gun.
But then she would also lose. She wouldn't have as many people believing in her, and so she would lose more power potentially. So it could be beneficial. Just saying.
so you noticed how the entirety of the 10 towns sacrificed stuff to her on the new moon?
But there's only one town left, right?
There is, but people still carry the name of Auril in their hearts. The words of the Frostmaiden are still etched on the souls of every single downtrodden person in there. It seems that their lot in life is to suffer, and with that, it's causing her to regain that power. Much like your gods. If you were to die, do you think your god would become less powerful?
I think he's just thinking of it tactically. It's less people to fight all at once. But,
Making a reference to how impossible it would be for us to fight a god.
I think that's a good point, though. And that's coming from me.
What I was able to gather from the people that I questioned is that her involvement in casting the everlasting rhyme has left her a little bit weakened. It's where the majority of her power does go. So, while she is a lesser god and formidable in her own right, I think the reason why she stays at Grimskull is for the protection. And remember, she's out there casting it every single night, all night long, so that way the sun does not rise throughout these lands.
That's got to take an awful lot of power.
So, we don't necessarily need to. We just need to stop her from doing that.
I guess if she wasn't able to cast, her ritual throughout the night that would stop her from being able to complete her task. What did you have in mind?
Has anybody tried asking her? Please stop.
I'm pretty sure that there has been a few adventurers who have been bold
How
enough.
how does she cast this ritual?
She takes her giant bird and flies across the sky and leaves a trail of, and basically she gives you the yield fantasy magic version of like chemtrails and like
Okay.
blocking the sun out and stuff like that.
So the way I see it then is I don't have to kill a god. I have to kill a bird.
That is true. If she didn't have it, that would stop her for a while.
There's always another
Off a little
dragon.
bit.
I'm sure she's got a dragon. Do we know if anybody knows why she's even doing this? What the
Eight-
true reason is?
18 months ago she came up here and started doing it. I'm thinking that there's been a shakeup in the pantheon, that she's trying to vie for power or move from lesser god into greater god territory.
Feels like she's fighting with the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the brother and sister Tiff? Do we need some?
I don't think so, and I'm just gonna let you know right now that's not the case. But Valine also does not think that that's exactly what's going on.
Okay. So which of us has like I don't know, arcana or knows about these types of things?
Well, what are you trying to
Because
know about?
I don't know shit. So there's got to be another anything you try to kill or try to stop, everything's got a weakness.
I don't know. You keep me
So-
within 120 feet of her, I can silence her.
We could.
Assuming it's verbal.
Oh,
I don't
if you're gonna try to kill the rock, I would suggest that we do it when it lands on the island, and that'll be
Well,
in the morning.
I would say we don't even kill her. If we can do this without getting caught, where's that bird go at night or during the day? Where's that bird go when she's not on it?
From the few frost druids that have been questioned, it sleeps on top of the tower.
I can get on top of the tower.
You just want to ride that dragon.
No, I'm just saying, like, if we kill a bird, we're good. Like it can't do it anymore. Until it finds another bird or, a fucking dragon or something. But I mean, that would at least buy us some time. And if we leverage that time really well, we could, I don't know, maybe rally some support or fucking get some more guns out here. I don't know, something.
Well,
I'm starting to get what's that? It's like a headache with pictures.
Oh, it's called an idea.
Oh, yeah. All right. I say we try to aim for a ride. But that's me.
The rock is very integral into her plans. She can't fly on her own. So if you were to bring this thing down, it would stop her. At least for a while. 10 Towns could get some reprieve until you possibly got more people back here. And it would leave her vulnerable.
I say we try for that.
Also means she'd stop expending most of her magic every night.
So, what does our angle of approach look like?
You got another day of going through, and then on the third day, I will let you decide whether or not you get there in the morning or at night.
I say we try to get there a few hours before morning and get up onto the top of the tower and be waiting for the rock.
I don't know if we want to risk getting caught. I say we go after the rock's been settled for the evening and she's like gone, and then we attack. So I'd say a little earlier than dawn, just so we can see her come in, so we know that's exactly where it's at. And then we wait until we know things have cooled down before we approach.
So you're looking like pre-dawn, day 3, arriving to the island.
Yep.
Yes.
Alright.
To me.
Is there anything that you'd like to accomplish on day 2 for preparations?
I'm gonna do my I'm gonna cast Goodberry again.
You good burying it up?
I'm good burying it up, so everybody
Alright.
gets another 8. Is it 8? It's 8.
Yeah, because if you burn 4 spell slots, you got 40 of them.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take a moment to ask Chud if he knows anything additional or give us any guidance.
Don't use
So-
all of your spell slots for that.
For
There's
good reason.
there's a lot of other
Well,
other spells
So
that you could
so my
get for
assumption this is like right before we hit like a long rest.
Yeah, this is the second day of travel.
Like this is just travel, this is just something I can do as we're fucking up. Like, yeah. Right?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, then I'm gonna do this, and everybody should have 14, basically 14 hit points or 14 days worth of nourishment that they can draw from.
So the ones from the last time end up going inert because they only last for 24 hours.
Yes.
And the thing about temporary hit points is they don't stack. You can get them all at once, but instances, if you like popped 4 good berries, you'd still just have 1 temp hit point.
Are they temp hit points or are they heals?
You know what? I think if you, I'd have
I
to.
thought
I'd
it
have to
I
take
thought
a
it
look at that.
restored one.
Yeah, I thought
Hold on
it
a second.
restored 1 hit point.
Each berry is a hit point. No?
There you go. So they would keep you at full, plus provide all the nourishment. I was thinking of something else then.
Yep.
I got so many different systems running through my head. It's good to know it though.
Yeah, okay, so everybody's got 8 at least to get them through the next long rest.
So the second day, what all are you guys trying to accomplish?
So is this when we arrive at the point?
You guys are. I'm still trying to ascertain. Other than you casting good berry, is there any other preparations that you guys want to try to take care of?
Not
Is there any
preparation.
way I can try to fasten a weapon for the whale?
Fasten a weapon for the whale?
Fashion a weapon for the whale. Just something so it can use later on. Like obviously I can't do anything while it's underwater, but you know.
Like, what type of weapon are you trying to make?
Basically like a big spear for its head.
So, like the bow of the boat?
Yeah.
Where are you getting the materials to build it?
I was thinking maybe that's what I could do for it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you've
I don't know. I'm
you've
coming
got
up
the
with
time.
everything.
It's just what materials are you going to use in order to make this thing?
I don't know if they even have anything on here that I could use.
Are you gonna make it out of the bench that we're sitting on?
Shit, I could.
Any stuff
I
for
got plenty of
repairs
time.
is back at their area. If you had a way to like fabricate the stuff out of nothing, that would
All
probably
right,
work.
I will come up with all the schematics that I need for it. Then I'll take measurements and do all that shit.
All right, sounds good.
And is this the rock?
That yeah.
This okay? So this is what we see all the time, guys.
Anything that anybody else is trying to do for day 2?
Gonna try to help Gon as much as possible.
All right. If nobody else has anything, then day 2 passes. You guys get your rest in, and it is the morning time of day 3. And you start slowing down a little bit as Anshinook pops up a little bit, and you're able to see just a long instance of fog throughout this area. Valine's got a little crystal ball that she's using to scry as she's giving directions to the whale. Ever so slightly, you're able to pass slowly through. Your wake is disturbing minor icebergs that are floating aside, and then as these icebergs are being pushed to the side, you're hearing out of your peripherals the cracking and the bending of lumber and timber as there's a multitude of ships. As when you go into the next area, you see not that one. The Island of Solstice. So you are able to kind of pull up and see what's going on. With this right here, this is Grimskull. And this is what it looks like. A rather imposing figure. Think Castle Grayskull, but made out of ice. In the middle of this island. Immediately, you are feeling the effects of this area, as even the air inside of the bubble, normally warm, moist, humid, feels like somebody turned the AC down significantly. Those of you that still have cold weather gear on, it takes the chill out, but you definitely would not want to be wet and cold in this environment. That could definitely cause something bad to happen.
Stay dry.
Correct. You find yourself on the island. Anjanouk is trying to go through, and Valine pulls over you guys with a crystal ball and starts jotting stuff down on a parchment and basically draws out the map. This is what I see so far. There is around here a dock with straight access to Grimskull. That's going to be your quickest approach. This is, unless you have any other want or desire, this is where I will tell Anjanouk to take us. And
Where does the rock come in at?
The rock usually flies in because of the way it's at. Southeast.
Okay. So as long as we're not traveling along its path, I think we'll be all right.
Right.
We'll see. You guys got like 2 hours before they're expected back.
Yes.
I was thinking if we're gonna be doing the thing for the rock, is that what we're trying to do, or are we trying to just get the shit and get out? I want to know what the final plan is.
The easiest way for me to get the Rime of the Frostmaiden from the Citadel of the White is to undergo the trials. People do come here to do that.
I'll do it.
Can the whole party enter the trials, or is it a one person at a time deal?
I don't see why you all wouldn't be able to enter and do the trials. As a matter of fact, the more of us that attempt this, the higher the likelihood of one of us succeeding. It seems that in order to gain access to the vault that this is being held, we need to pass and prove ourselves.
What happens if you don't pass the trial?
You die, probably.
I don't think I've ever heard of anybody not passing the trials. I don't know if that means that they decorate the island as a sculpture or anything else that's going on. The only people that we talked to were the frost druids who managed to make it through the trials. She starts flipping through and looking at her notes and stuff like that. It seems that there are 4 different trials, and she's flipping through her notes. Cruelty, endurance. There's certain tenements to Oral the Frostmaiden that we have to make happen.
What else do you know about these trials?
They said that in the basement there is a room, and in each one of the cardinal directions, or not cardinal directions, but in each a couple directions, there's 4 separate areas that we can go to.
You just pick one and go, or do we know what each area entails? Or
From what they've said before, it's the test of cruelty, the test of endurance, the test of isolation, and then a test of preservation. You only get 1 attempt at each of these tests, and I'm sorry, what was the question?
do we know which room is which, or do we just find out when we go into the area?
They have placards above them that will let us know which tests that we are going to be taking.
Yeah.
All right, send it. Let's go.
Yeah.
And Gon just starts walking off.
He's going to do this by himself if we don't keep up with him, so.
Yeah, we'll keep up with him.
You do notice that as you come up, these steps are like 4 feet tall.
Oh, shit.
This is obviously made for giants. And these steps are slick with ice and covered. So
we're climbing.
Gon don't give a shit.
I'll just fly up.
I just you're what?
I'll just fly up.
So you're gonna activate your flight?
If it's not too windy, and if it would help me hop up and.
Oddly enough, this area is clear. It's towards the peripherals that you see the fog and stuff like that, so you're able to fly up. You can make it without any worries. Anybody else that's attempting the climb?
Can I help them? As I can fly, can I help anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll help as much as possible. If fly up and put a rope so it's easier for people to climb up if they have a problem.
All right, so we'll do a DC 15 athletics check, and then with Raven's help, you can go ahead and make that check at advantage.
I'm good.
You want me to roll in acrobatics?
You're good. You're flying. That's
Okay.
that's a moot point.
Okay.
And you also provided advantage to everybody because you helped out.
Cool.
Got a 19.
There you go. Vernon, you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage, but you're able to make it all the way up to the top. It's just the various
Sorry, dude.
slips and falls that happen.
Curious on my elemental gift of flight. Is that only hover?
You should be able to fly your flights or your walking speed into flight.
Okay, I'll burn a slot for that, then I just take flight.
All right, you're good to go. Everybody makes it up, and you are at the doorway. At the very top of it, you see what looks like an imp made solid out of ice. As it kind of cranes its head around and it sees you, it starts speaking in a strange language. Does anybody speak Aquan or Auran?
What?
I'll take that as a no.
No.
So
Oh wait,
it's sitting there trying to talk.
Comprehend language?
yeah.
I'll try the languages I do know with it.
What languages are you trying?
Orc, Goblin, Elvish, and Common.
I'll add Draconic to that.
It does not respond to any of those as it's going through. It sounds like a little bit more, almost like if bagpipes were mixed with one of those synthesizers.
Oh god.
All right.
It's not
Is it
making a lick of sense unless you can speak Orin or Aquan.
Is it gesturing towards anything? Can I read anything off its? Is it frantic? Is it?
It seems to be pointing to things and then pointing to you guys and then pointing inside. It's trying to communicate.
It's a tour guide.
Does anybody have comprehend languages?
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to burn a slot though.
Yeah, let's save those. I'm gonna try charades with it.
Hey, does anybody have one good berry left?
I
Yep.
Yeah,
There you go.
everybody's got like 8 or 10 or something.
Somebody try and be peaceful with it. I don't know if Gon's the right person for this though.
I'll give him a good berry.
Sitting there talking, you give it a good berry. It sits there, looks at it, it puts it in its mouth. As soon as it reaches its mouth, you see frost start to cover the berry, and then it starts crunching it as it's going through. Yeah, wow, yeah, wow. Ah, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna fist bump them and then walk past and start going inside.
You start walking inside. You notice let me change the map really quick.
Give him a thumbs up as you walk past.
Oh, it's a snowflake.
It is.
I'm guessing the imp is one of her subjects, right?
Yeah, he was trying to tell us she just took a giant dump in there and it smells, so we might want to wait a minute.
I'm back about 45 minutes. All right.
All right. I feel like I'm literally clearing the snow. All right, we're down there. Oh no, wrong one. This helps out a lot because it goes wherever you put your. Each one of these things is like 10 feet. Alright, I'm going to ping where you guys are at. You guys can figure out your marching order while I pull up that portion.
Hey, Alex.
What's up?
I was looking at the Steel Defender, And so it's not just one attack, it's one creature. So any attacks from the one creature.
So what you're talking about is the disadvantage thing, right?
Yes.
So I'm glad you brought that up. Stay with me. How many reactions do you get a turn? One. So as a reaction, you can impose disadvantage against a target that made an attack within 5 feet of the steel defender. The reason that I don't think that it does it for all attacks against that one is because there is literally a protective fighting stance that you can get as a martial character that does exactly what you're talking about. So, and since it's written out fully in the defensive fighting style as being use your reaction and any attacks made against that character until the start of your next turn or something like that are made at disadvantage, and then with the steel defender it just says as a reaction impose disadvantage against an attack from a creature within 5 feet.
The defender imposes disadvantage on the attack roll of one creature it can see within 5 feet of it, provided the attack roll is against a creature other than the defender.
Yep, and that's at the cost of a reaction. And then if you look up the protective fighting style, it says that it does it until like the start of the next turn or something like that. And because it's written that way in one way, it leads me to believe that it wasn't an oversight, because I haven't seen anything in any of the like erratas or anything like that that say this basically
I see
gets
that it
you.
says reaction. I get that. I'm with you. It's just like the phrasing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
which again, which is why I looked at it and I was like, oh, this specifically says in this instance that as a reaction you can do it. And since you only get one reaction at the cost of it, and then the fighting style specifically says as a reaction you can do it and it does it for longer, and it's not written like that for the steel defender. It's written to be more like a pet and stuff like that for like a Beastmaster Ranger.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because it's a pretty powerful thing to be able to,
It is.
as a bonus action, tell your pet to go 40 feet, stand next to somebody, and then impose disadvantage against it as a reaction, and then as its action have it use the help action for the person that's fighting next to it, so that way they get advantage on attack rolls.
I don't see how that would happen.
Exactly.
It only gets the one thing. Yeah, I could only see the deflect, like sending him over to next to somebody and getting the deflect. That's it.
Yeah.
But I just was asking. I apologize.
No, it's a good thing to have, and believe me, is like I had that since level 1 when you had your steel defender. I looked up all the rules, interactions, and stuff like that, and this is the first time it's come up, and I think this is what 27 sessions.
I mean, I brought it up before, but like I just was actively looking at it again, and I just wanted to
Yeah.
verify.
If you think I have it wrong, like I'm not infallible, so let me know how you're reading it. But like if you read the ability of it and then you take a look at the fighting style, which is the protection fighting style, the protection fighting style specifically says that you do it for all attacks for basically until the start of your next turn.
Yeah, no, it's not for all attacks. It's just for one. If there's two or three people surrounding him, it's literally only one person. it would be just one of the people. You would get the disadvantage against. Not it'd be any attack that that one person makes. So if they made two attacks, it would just put disadvantage on both of those. Is how I'm looking at it and seeing it.
Have you?
But if it were somebody, but I would have to specify who it is before, like who you're defending against, because it says the defender imposes disadvantage on the attack roll of one creature it can see that is within 5 feet of it, providing the attack roll is against a creature other than the defender. So it's only the one I have to specifically say which one it is. And it has to be within 5 feet of it.
I don't know. It sounds like to me like you guys agree with each other.
Slightly. We slightly agree with each other.
He's saying that he should get from one reaction all attacks that are being made from that creature get made a disadvantage.
Because it says the defender imposes disadvantage on the attack roll of one creature, not one attack.
It says attack roll, not attack rolls. It's singular, not plural.
On the no, it says on the attack roll of one creature.
Yeah, again, it's singular. It's not plural.
That's the other thing that I was looking at. Well, this is a good little bit of time to, because I've got to
take a little break.
Yeah, I gotta take care of the chickens. Hold on, let me pause the recording.
I don't know. With what just happened, I don't know if I can handle cruelty right now.
All right. So I think we've oh, we're recording.
Yep, we're back on recording.
Cool. I think we decided we're gonna head in and start with these trials. I'm gonna take the lead.
Alright, hold on just a second. Steps to the front end of this double door are made from slabs of ice with dragon skulls and bones embedded into them. Carved into the entrance is a single word in a dwarvish script. For those of you that read dwarvish, it says Grimskal.
Okay.
This one down here.
You have your eye drops? I just got some block in her eye.
Okay.
I'll get the saline solution.
The nasal spray?
Is the door barred?
I'll be back, guys. I'm having a medical emergency here.
Can you mute?
When you're flushing eyes, remember to flush the bad eye down so that way you don't flush it into a good eye.
Yep. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, you still got it.
I know things about things.
What are you streaming on, man? I can't find you on anything.
I am not. I am just recording it, and then I upload the stuff after we're done for us, so that way you guys can have a couple days ahead of time before I post it. Here's the double doors right there.
Oh. I went the wrong way.
You did.
You went downstairs.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna push on the double doors and see if they open.
The doors are surprisingly counterbalanced and weighted to where they slide open easily. Inside you see...
Like almost too much, like I kind of cut like Fraser or fucking Kramer entrance.
It's definitely... It opens up into a chamber that's about 30 feet on the roof. 30 feet to the roof. There looks to be a long rectangular room strewn with pieces of rotting wood and rusted metal, the remains of giant weapons and weapon racks. A rusted-out helmet the size of a giant lies near the back wall. Looks like a bunch of junk.
Okay, A. I'm gonna scan for traps.
There does not seem to be any traps.
Cool. And then how giant are these weapons?
They are made for a giant, so think like
10 foot.
that'd be a pretty good representation. Like some of the axes are upwards of like 15 feet, but they look like they're rotted and the blades are dulled and lost their luster and they've chipped.
Do I see any recent footprints, tracks, or anything that might make me think recent activity?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. It is surprisingly dark in here, so anybody who has dark vision is able to see. You do see one giant set of tracks that look like they lead
I'm gonna point them out. Look there.
up and down
Cool.
that way, as well as a couple of human-sized set of tracks.
Okay, real quick. I'm gonna grab one of these big swords. How heavy is this?
Say like 20 pounds.
So, okay. Hey, Vernon, can you hold on to this for me in that bag?
Why?
I have plans.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna slide that in there, and then I'm gonna follow these tracks. I'm gonna do my ranger thing.
Hey, real fast.
Yep.
I would like to. We got an item. It's called a drift. A drift globe.
Yeah.
I would like to activate it. With daylight.
All right. So it's spreading bright light around.
And I'll let it follow us. Or, yeah. Let it follow us.
Gotcha. As you are exploring what is around this area, you hear a conversation taking place in this room. It sounds like a low, drawn out, really bassy voice. And then a humanoid. Gon, you haven't heard either of these before. Chauncey and Vernon recognize the sound of Sefik as he sounds like he's talking to whomever is in that other area.
My ears peek up, and then I go tap Vernon on the shoulders.
Is this to our north?
This is in this room right here.
Okay, I'm gonna get to the door,
That motherfucker.
and I'm gonna alert on the door, like one of our like fucking military canines.
It sounds like they're just sitting there talking, shooting the shit.
Like one
I
hand
envision
comes up.
him like Pluto or something like
Yeah.
like just
Like one hand comes up and grabs the haft of my sword, and I just get into like a tackle position, ready to charge through the door, just waiting for the attack word.
Do we still hear them talking, or
Yeah, one of them. Does anybody speak giant? You're hearing one side of the conversation. You're hearing what Sefik's saying, and it basically sounds like he's like telling him jokes, talking about the Dark Duchess, talking about his time spent there, talking about how the Frostmaiden saved his life, talking about how he's gone through the trials and he's a true believer, and how the people of the Tem Towns were defying Oral's will by putting themselves in safe positions above anybody else, and that's not the way it needs to be done. everybody needs to pay the price. And he would not abide by people skipping themselves out of the lottery, and they had to be made an example of.
Ah. So it all clicks for Vernon and I now why he did it. It doesn't make it right.
Can I listen at this doorway, see if I hear anything?
There is nothing in that doorway. That door is slightly cracked. It's a continuation of just destroyed weapons and armor and stuff like that. It's all useless junk.
Okay.
All right, so I'm ready out that door. What do you guys want me to do? And I might not understand giant, but do I recognize giant?
Yeah.
Go and get.
Wait, hold on. See if he recognizes it.
I'm gonna look over to you guys and kind of nod, as in, how do you want to handle this?
Waiting for someone to. If we're gonna fight, I mean, someone gonna go in and talk, or what are we gonna do?
It's going to make a lot of noise. We should probably check around this area, see if there's anybody else down here first.
All
Want to
right.
do that real quick then?
You're
So
gonna-
nobody recognizes the giant's voice.
you know that it's a giant.
Okay.
It's almost even without like knowing that it's a giant. It'd just be like if you had the Princess Bride in the background and you heard anybody want a peanut. You're like, oh dude, that's Andre the Giant.
Yeah. All right. What do you guys want to do?
Well, we're not here to.
We'll come up here.
We
listen
should
at
probably
this
look
door.
around, and I'll stand here and guard the door. If they come out, I'm gonna start shooting.
All right. All right.
Thane,
One possible idea.
all right, hold on just a second. Maybe this will provide a little bit more insight to it. Thane, you kind of look into that room. Frost covers a bloated trestle table that stands amidst rotting barrels and casks in the middle of what used to be a kitchen. Storage racks from along the walls have collapsed into piles of rotting timber, along with jugs, tankards, and drinking horns that once rested upon them. Roasting spit lined with icicles is mounted above a 10-foot diameter iron brazier coated with rime and situated near the back wall. Looks like there is nothing of value in here as it has been left to nature long ago.
Okay. You guys want to fuck up a giant, or do we just want to keep going?
No, we
Or-
okay.
Well, XP. This is where we can take him.
I'm gonna ready my Eldritch Blast, and as soon as the doors open, Suffolk is my target.
I got one thought, and this is really hard because, Gon's obviously struggling with this idea.
Mhm.
But maybe, just maybe, violence isn't the answer here.
Who am I speaking to?
Wait a
minute.
second.
Wait a minute.
We
Wait a
told
minute.
you about what Suffolk did, right?
No,
He murdered.
He's
a
the
bunch
guy that we. Yeah, he's the guy that we've been after. Kill the killer.
oh, we're killing shit then. Okay, cool. I'm gonna.
Get him gone.
He's the
Okay.
murderer.
So I heard the words. So Gon's gonna go ahead and boom. Bust through this door. What do I see?
You bust through the door. Ooh, let me you see what looks like a frost giant with a man dressed a little bit better. He's got linen shirt, kind of a vest on, carries no weapons, and then he looks over, his eyes piercing and blue. Says, "Oh, looks like we have guests, Egrid." And then
Cool.
if we're rolling for initiative, I will let you guys get a surprise round in.
Did we get a long rest or by chance?
What's
Yeah.
that? Do you roll with advantage or for initiative or what? How's the surprise work?
So
We just get.
Yeah, I'll give you guys advantage on your initiative.
With advantage, I got a 19.
Gotcha.
Nice.
All right, Gon, what is your initiative? 13?
13.
All right, Thames got a 16, Raven's got a 21, Vernon's got that. Chauncey, what are you on? 7?
7.
All right, verifying all of that. Starting combat. First up is Raven with a 60, or I'm sorry, with a 21.
all right. I'll take a couple of shots at this frost giant.
All right.
Let's see. And
What-
just to confirm, we did get a long rest on the way here.
Yeah. You guys
Okay.
got 3 days worth of downtime.
Okay.
His AC is 15.
All right. So there's
He
that one.
looks old. Almost probably as old as this entire place. 28's a hit.
That's the damage.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Yeah. Second shot. It's another hit. Shoot that. Bam.
Nice.
All right.
It's a
That's
good
a-
opener.
That's a good opener. I was gonna say that's a good opener.
Yeah.
I'll do. Can I activate? Since we've had a long rest, I can do it. Can I activate my explosive, my bursting shot? If that other guy's within 10 foot of range, it might hit him.
So these squares are each 10 feet. So he is outside of that range. It looks like he's kicked up against one part of the wall and the giant's kicked up against the other part of the wall.
Okay. I'll save it for now. That's all I'll do.
All right. Door burst open. Raven puts in 2 shots. You hear the frost giant bellow as he calls out something that neither any of you know. Sephic's turn. It looks like he is going to be
I thought we had an attack of opportunity. All of us did.
Surprise round.
surprise round. Yeah, he still gets to kind of say some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, surprised to see you all here. I knew you'd be coming eventually. Next up is Vernon.
I'm gonna run up and smack Gon on the ass while casting enlarge.
Alright, so Gon moves to...
Oh wait, no, it's just 30 feet. I don't even need. I thought it was a. Oh, never mind. I'll just.
But
I'll
the
just do it from
visual's still
wherever.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like-
you know what? I like it. I'll smack him on the ass, and then duck over here. Bam. So I'll cast enlarge on him, and that will be. I'm assuming you don't. You're gonna allow that to happen. Right? Logan?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
In that
so
case,
you take that.
that's it.
She'll push Chauncey back there. There you go. So now
Oh, wait,
Gon occupies that
can
10
I-
foot.
Can I cast a cantrip?
You can cast one leveled spell a turn, so enlarges the level
Yes.
spell, so it means you do have a cantrip.
All right, I would
Bonus
like to
action.
cast.
Or a reaction.
What's that?
It's got to be a bonus action or a reaction now.
You're right. Yep. No, we're good.
All
That's my
right.
turn.
That's your turn. Next up is Thame.
Oh, I don't know anything about this guy, so I'm just gonna tag him with a thunderbolt or a firebolt. I mean,
I mean, we
Alright.
did tell you guys about him. I know for a fact we've gone over this story before.
yeah, I don't know if he's a magic user or what though. So
Oh, we would have told you.
Anything over a 12 is going to hit Sephic.
he takes 10.
Gotcha. Is there anything else that you're going to do on your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna give Gon a bardic inspiration.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
So my bardic inspiration is a little different. So you get a mote of inspiration above you as well. So on an attack roll, instead of adding the D8, they do a con savings throw with a DC 14, and they take thunder damage equal to the number you roll on the bardic inspiration.
Cool. Yeah, remind me of that.
Well,
Is there half on a success or no?
No, it just says they must succeed on a con savings throw. The target and each creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of it.
All right.
so if that's your turn, next up is Gon.
All right, cool. I'm gonna cast where's that? Hunter's Mark
All right. Whom are
on
you?
the Frost Giant.
Got it.
And does he have any vulnerabilities or resistances?
You know that he would probably. Is this part of your Hunter's Mark talent?
This is the shit, what's it called?
You know that he is immune to cold damage.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure I find it for you too. I'll pull it up later.
It's all good. I believe you. You guys are what, 8th level now?
Yeah. Okay, cool. And I am going to shit. Boom. Rush forward,
Yes.
and I am going to attack.
All right. Which square are you occupying? Because you're effectively as big as him. So is it going to be this one?
Yeah.
Is it going to be this one?
It's gonna be this this one.
Gotcha.
Yep. And that's a 19.
That's a hit.
I will take it. 9, 14 plus 1, 15. And I'm going to hit again. Is it 26 for a hit?
Nice.
I am actually going to treat one of those 2s as actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and re-roll using my Savage Attacker. What was that?
12.
5 and a 2.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 5 and a 2, and I get to treat that 2 as a 3.
Got it. So that's 13.
13 plus Hunter's Mark 4
Putting in the work.
plus Colossus Slayer 3.
And don't forget that Constitution savings throw.
And that Constitution saving throw.
Did you add in because of your size as well?
I think that just gives me advantage on strength saving throws.
It adds a
what's it
D4.
do?
Roll 2d4. I'll attribute that to the damage. Good call.
Thank you.
Constitution save. He got an 18.
He makes it.
6.
All right.
And that is my turn.
Got you. Frost Giant's turn. He stands up, readies his axe, but that's all he could do since he's surprised. Next is Chauncey.
All right. I'm gonna roll up.
And I scream, he's mine.
I'm gonna roll up into the doorway and look at Sefik and say, "We've been looking for you a long time. Justice will be served." And I will launch my 2 blasts at him.
You dual blasters. Pew pew.
Dual blasts. I'm gonna use my heroic inspiration to reroll that.
There you go. Good time to be a human.
That's better.
That's a hit.
So that one's gonna be 11 plus 3, so 14.
Ooh.
And second attack. Was he 15?
12. You got him.
Cool.
Meets it, beats it.
And 13 on that one.
All right. Good to go.
Did that add your modifier of 4 into it as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's automatic.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yep. And let's see. I'm going to mind anybody's way. No, I'm just gonna. Well, it's not a square here, I guess. Is it in the doorway?
It's in the doorway.
Okay, I'll just stay there then. That's my turn.
All right. Back up to the top of the round. It is Raven and then Sefik.
Yeah, we're gonna take a couple more shots at this guy here.
Which guy are you talking about? Same one that
The
you've been
giant.
picking on, the giant?
Yeah, the giant.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
can I use
a
a-
1.
I'll use a lucky on that if I can.
Yeah, I'd definitely do that because you're gonna hit gone.
Yep. Rerolling that.
16's a hit.
Okay. And my second attack.
Nice.
And I will action surge, take another shot.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Oof.
20.
Doesn't that mean you get another 2 shots?
Yep.
Because that gives you an entire.
Then
Yeah.
That's cool.
Second.
Fucking love fighters.
Hit this, and along with a entangling arrow for 2d6.
So you did the 9.
Giant's looking like a pincushion.
He is. And then you did an additional 9 because of the entangling.
Yep. And now he's
Alright.
hopefully, unless he breaks out of it, which he probably will. Yeah, that's the best I can do right there, guys.
All right. That your turn?
Not a bad.
Yes, sir.
All right. Sefik. It has been a long time. Chauncey, wasn't it? Well, seems that we both learned a few things. As he puts his hands together, frost begins to coalesce around his
Sorry.
fingertips. As I need all of you guys to go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw, DC 15.
Fuck.
Oh, in D&D, man. Sorry, I'll hit you up here in a little bit.
Okay.
No worries. It's good to see you.
Constitution.
Correct. Constitution saving throw, DC 15.
Fail.
Can I cast a counterspell on that?
What level are you casting the counterspell at?
Well, I was prepping it during our fishy ride, so I'm assuming that was good, right?
So as a warlock, you cast to the highest level that you're able to cast.
Yeah, it's a level 4.
It's a level 4. Unfortunately, what he cast is not affected by your counterspell.
Gotcha. Okay. You said Constitution saving.
Constitution saving throw DC 15.
No, Phil.
If you got below a 15, you take 44 points of cold damage as a cone of cold erupts from his hands, piercing out. If you passed, you take 22. If you passed and you're resistant, you only take 11.
Cool.
As it seems that...
Said 32 or 38.
Did you pass?
I passed.
You passed? So then you take 22.
I passed my Constitution savings throw.
And
As
your
well.
and your resistance, so that means that you only took 11.
No, I'm
Nice.
saying I already did that part. I had to roll a Constitution, or for my
Oh,
enlarge,
got it. Yep, you're right.
and because I have Orcaster, I get advantage.
Nice.
So it's a 23.
That is a good time.
So you are still large gone.
Oh, I have to roll a Constitution, right? It's just a Constitution saving throw for
Yep.
spells.
Yep.
Oh no.
So that means that you lost Hunter's Mark, right?
Mhm. Yep.
All right.
All right.
So, Sefik starts running towards you, Chauncey, and then it looks like he's going to jump, and as he jumps, he turns into this coalition of ice. You've seen him do this before. And he is out of sight. Next up is Vernon.
Oh, doesn't somebody have fairy fire?
Like, yeah, I know. That's what I was about to say. Like, I can't see him at all. Like, he just jumped and went invisible.
So, you've seen him do this before when you fought him in Bryn Shander. What he did was he used his Misty Step ability.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. What exactly happened?
So he's got to be within 30 feet of us.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Can I use my investigation to try to track him?
Yeah, go ahead and roll. You're going to be doing it as an action.
That's fine. 13.
He definitely did not turn invisible because you do not see any footprints leading off from where he was, and you don't hear any movement around you. So he's not inside of the hallway.
All right, cool. So then that would probably be over here. And I would go around the corner. And just set up since that was my action.
All right. Is that it?
Yep.
All right. It is Thames go.
I don't like this. $10, $20, $30. Do I see him?
No.
No.
There you go. I'll put Valine here.
Okay. Oh. Who's that at the end of the hallway?
That is Valine. She's the one that you're bringing with you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
She stayed back while you guys were doing your dangerous stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm going to use. Where is it? Ah, my one use of Expeditious Retreat to come back down here. And I'm going to blast the giant with a firebolt.
All right. 19's a hit.
Ooh, 13 damage.
He's definitely looking a little worse
Nice.
for the wear.
All right. And I'm going to give Gon another Bardic Inspiration.
There you go.
So, and you can add that, still add it to your to hit for a roll as well.
Nice. Okay. All right.
Is that your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
Gotcha. Now it's Gontran's and the Frost Giant.
I'm going to. I'm going to reapply Hunter's Mark.
All right. That's a bonus
And-
action.
Yep. And then I'm going to attack.
Oh, wait.
It's an 11.
I'm sorry, I don't have the Bardic Inspiration because I used my bonus action to come back down.
I never used that other one, though.
That is true. I don't remember hearing that.
No.
So
Okay,
11
so-
currently is a miss.
Yeah, what's the Bardic Inspiration? 1d6?
Roll a d8.
That's 15. That's on nuts.
Nice. I'm going to treat that one as a 3.
That makes that a 13.
But then you also get that 4.
Hunter's Mark.
Oh, he's
2.
gonna fail a deck save, unfortunately. Or a con save.
Another 2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't get that?
No, you
No,
do
he
get
has-
it if the giant fails a con save.
Yeah. Another 2. And also
Con saved at 21.
Colossus Slayer for another 7. Nice.
Put in the work. You manage to batter and bruise it. It is down, defeated. As it slowly dying, blood seeping out the side of its neck, you see like a face of relief wash over its face as it says something to you, one single word in giant, and then passes off to the other side.
What is the word? I'm gonna. Is there?
I'm going to say it to these guys. But you guys know what that means?
You guys speak giant?
Nope.
It's a mystery.
Alright, well, I'm going to loot them.
Alright, it's gonna take you more time than you have and you're still in initiative, but you can start looking through.
Oh,
I-
still in
you know what?
initiative. Yeah, never mind.
I don't know.
Unless you guys want to drop out of initiative. That just means that everything moves a little timey-wimey.
Are these squares 5 feet?
10 feet.
No, they're 10
10
feet.
feet.
So Sethic's gotta be like,
He's in that closet, I'm thinking.
are you talking about this little closet? Is it my turn next? Don, are you
Yeah.
done?
Yeah, Gon, are you done?
I got another action. I'm going to go ahead and clear that closet.
So you have one action per turn. When you attack or take the
Oh,
attack
okay.
action on your turn, you get 2 attacks.
Okay, well then I'm going to
I
take
know
my
it's
second
it's confusing. I know it's
No, that's
written
cool.
purposely.
I'm going to take
like
my
that.
second attack on the door and kick it in.
All right. You walk over there, kick open the door, and what you are greeted to is a giant pile of treasure. It's going
Nice.
to take you a while to count all of this. It is thousands of coins.
Where the hell did Sethik
Burn it.
Start
Cool.
dumping it in the bag of holding. We'll count it later.
Yeah. And then with that, yeah, that's my turn. Yeah.
All right. Next up is Chauncey's turn.
I'm gonna cast comprehend language to figure out what the hell he said. I gotta know.
You cast comprehend language?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sitting there repeating the word in your mind over and over and over again, trying to grab some semblance of what's possibly said. Finally, it rings through after repeating it a couple times. He said, "Thank you."
Probably couldn't stand Suffolk. So I tell the group what it meant.
He was getting tired of listening to what's his name brag.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm. Do we see any footprints that possibly Suffolk left?
I just would like to point out that we just mud stomped a giant in 2 turns, or two. I feel was that 2 turns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, keep in
Not
mind
even.
though, he
Damn.
may not have wanted to fight because he just wanted to die anyway. But seriously, we don't see any sign of this guy, right?
So you're
bamboozled.
looking around, and with the movement that's happened in here, you see Thames tracks going up and down. You see Raven moving to and fro. You see Gon's footprints getting small to big to move in. You see Vernon going down. Nothing in this hallway would leave you to believe that he's invisible and hiding in here.
Is he on the damn ceiling?
I mean, you look up, you don't see anything except for icicles.
Oh shoot. Yeah, I don't know.
So I have a question.
I'm gonna.
I've
I
read.
guess-
Oh, go ahead.
I'm
Guess
just
we
gonna move back, and I'm gonna double back and see if I can talk to that ice imp.
So Misty Step, you have to be able to see where you're going, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he could see out in the hallway. That's why I'm like, where did he go?
Yeah. Well, there's stairs over
That's
here.
why I ran over here.
But it's only
Hey,
30 feet though, unless
Alex,
he's got.
has it been more than a minute since that guy disappeared?
No, like we're still in combat right now.
I had a
Like-
question. I have a thing called Seeking Arrow, and it says, and I've seen him, and as long as I've seen him within a minute, it lasts for a minute. Could I shoot and see if the arrow will track him if he's in the area, or is that not a thing?
That sounds smart.
Does it function like a magic missile where it automatically goes to, or do you get like a bonus to your to hit?
It says you can choose one creature you have seen in the last minute to fire an arrow that fires towards that creature, moving around corners and ignoring 3/4 cover or half cover. If the target is in range and a path is available, it must make a dex saving throw DC 13 or take damage from the arrow plus 1d6 force damage. And you can learn the target's location, half damage, and location if unrevealed on success.
Nice.
That sounds like it would
That-
work to me.
That sounds like it would work. And the fact that we're still in the initiative, like he's got because his
I could burn a lucky,
giantness
maybe that
only-
would, if that would sweeten the deal. Or if if he's even around. I mean, I don't
Your
know.
features and traits.
Yeah, other actions, and then other, and then scroll down. Right above tactical mind.
All right. Yeah. Which direction are you gonna fire the arrow?
I'm thinking down the hallway.
Which way? Draw it out for me. Ping it. Move it.
towards me or them.
Towards from where I'm at towards them down the hallway.
All right. So
I mean, I can only assume.
It would turn around and go the other way if it was the other way.
Yeah, I'll say be ready to duck, and I'm gonna enchant the arrow and shoot it.
that means that he's gonna have to make a dexterity save. The arrow flies around this corner, and you hear a hit into a soft thing. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. Here's
Nice.
damage plus 1d6, I think it said.
Yep.
Oh, all right. That was shit damage. I'm gonna go. He's down here. I'm point around the corner, and I'm gonna take. If I'm allowed to, take off on him. Can since it hit? Can I cast entanglement arrow just to fucking sweeten the deal? I've got one left.
Sure.
All right.
Will that follow him too, though?
Well, if he doesn't get out of it, and it'll stay on him, and he'll have to either take damage or have to get out of it. I don't know how. Yeah. Hopefully it helps anyway.
All right. That has been applied.
And then, yeah. 5, 10, 15. And then if I can move, I'll move my full movement towards the door here. 5, 10, 30 to right here. And then peek around the corner, see if he's still there.
All right. So you moved 40 feet. Each one of these squares is 10.
Oh, 10. So, all right. Well, what about here?
Yeah, that works. I would even say right there. Give you the benefit of the doubt.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Is that your turn?
Yes, sir.
All right. You hear footsteps beginning to move as...
Do I roll damage? Or I assume he broke loose?
He actually coalesces into a small little bundle of ice and then moves through. It doesn't look like the misty step that you're used to.
Okay.
So he moved into that position and then starts to make his way upstairs. Alright, that's his turn. Next up is Vernon. Actually, we could say right now, effectively, we're out of combat if you guys wanted to loot that room. Unless Vernon's
I was gonna double move and be right here to watch him, to try to get to him. I'm just saying. I thought we were going after him.
If you still want to persist, by all means.
I guess, yeah, I double moved. I ran around that corner, so.
Alright, you hear him going up the stairs. You can hear loud footfalls pounding. Doof, 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 doof. I figure we can bring it up until the end of the next round. So if Vernon moved twice, that's your turn?
Yep.
Alright, next up is Thame.
I'm going to burn a first level spell and move 120 feet.
Gotcha.
10, 20.
Damn.
Yeah, go get that motherfucker, dude.
You're gonna go up and be right in front of him. What's
70,
up?
80, 90. Yeah, I can catch up to his ass. It's like 90 feet to the top of the stairs.
Fuck, now you're alone with this. We're super powerful dude, though.
Yeah.
That sucks. Alex is like, I was trying not to kill you. Alex keep chasing me. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Oh, you guys feel free to do whatever you want to do. I will.
This
go
dude
ahead
needs to
and
fucking
reveal
die.
this stuff.
He needs to die. And this is the third round that's been up. He's been a giant.
Alright, so I moved you to that little spot up there at the palace level.
Okay.
Alright, you see he has gotten to the top of this area. You are hot on his heels. He says, "Oh, persistent one.
Yep.
Is there anything else that you're going to do on your turn?
Not much else that I can do yet.
All right. If that's your turn, next up is Gone, who is in front of a pile of treasure.
Cool.
Notable things that you see is looks like a jug that is all white with light blue filigree in it, and then a shield that looks like it has been constructed out of dragon hide.
Metal. I'm coming back for that. But right now things need killing. So I am going to dash towards those stairs. I don't know where that's going to put me. Like here somewhere.
Well, if you got 30 feet, 30 feet
Each of these is
takes you.
10.
Yep.
Does the enlarge give him more movement?
Does the spell say it does?
Thought it did. Hold on. Target size increases by one category in the enlarge. Advantage on strength. Target. And unarmed strike.
So where am I at? Am I right about there, or am I around that corner yet?
We'll say, okay, let me paste this out. 30 brings you to about the threshold, and then right there, that's your 2 moves.
Cool.
No, it doesn't.
Yep.
Never mind.
That's it then.
All right. Next step is Chauncey.
Do I remember anything that imp had said?
No, but it's still kind of sitting there. It's kind of like looking crazy.
Yeah, I don't remember how far back it was, but I'd like to go pick his brain real quick.
We'll say it's at the door. You get a couple rounds of conversation or a couple sentences of conversation.
All right. And what is it saying with its hands and its mouth?
Oh, it's just looking at you like, what are you doing? Why are you attacking?
Oh. Is that what it was saying initially?
You're not 100% sure exactly like what it was saying before. It was talking very fast, gesturing. It wasn't repeating a lot of stuff. Are you gonna try to get it to repeat itself?
I'm just gonna ask it. How many people are here beside the giant and the killer? Suffolk.
He sitting here thinking for a little bit. How many people are on the island? Hundreds. You should leave now.
Well, we want to go through the trial.
Then why did you attack?
We only attacked the killer who killed many people.
Well, if you attack a killer and try to kill a killer, doesn't that make you a killer?
No, it makes us a justifier. He needed to be put down. We're the good peoples, trust me.
Well, we'll see
So
how he takes that.
How do we do the trial? Where do we sign up? And that'll be my turn.
All right. Next up is Raven.
I will 20 right about there.
You're not gonna dash?
Oh yeah, I can do double movement, I guess. What? Then grab out there.
That works. It's pretty much 3 of those squares.
Yeah.
Is that your turn?
Yep.
Wait, weren't you right where Gone is?
No?
All right, on Stephic's turn, Thame, you are looking, and it looks like Frost is knitting over a couple of the areas that he's been hit. As it looks like he's regenerating. He looks at you and says, "My friend, I fear you might be outmatched." So he's going to go ahead and make 2 ice longswords attacks with you. As he starts to bring his hand down, a ice longsword materializes in his hand. 11 probably doesn't hit,
Nope.
but that 23 is going to hit.
Silvery barbs.
All right, so which means that he's going to roll it again, and then we're going to take that at disadvantage. You got a 23 again.
23. All right.
All right, that is going to be 6 slashing damage plus another 6 cold damage. So that's a total of 12.
Oof.
Blades have locked. Says, I don't know what these people have told you. Everything I did was for the greater good. That's his turn. Next up is Vernon.
And since they're locked up, and a double movement would put me right next, like in the fight, in the fray with them.
So how far is your movement?
It'd be 60.
All right. You know what? Yep, I'm not going to split hairs. We'll put you up there.
I mean, it's 30 to the bottom of the stairs. And then I don't know.
And then the ceilings are 30 feet. I'm not trying to split hairs with you. It's not like I pay this dude's 401k.
Well, I guess I would come up right there then. In the background. That's my turn.
All right, Thame, it is your go.
I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself as a bonus action at 3rd level.
Gotcha.
Gain 17 hit points.
That's some good stuff.
As I regenerate in front of his eyes, and I say, I don't think you have any idea who you're messing with. And I'm going to do Thunder Wave. Now, unleash a wave of thunderous energy. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from me makes a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from me.
What level's Thunderwave?
Oh, I'm sorry, Thunderclap.
Thunderclap. Got it.
Yeah.
So cantrip?
Yep.
Gotcha. What type of saving throw?
Constitution.
All right. Boom. That is a big old fail on him. That's a 4.
Nice.
He takes 9 damage and is pushed 5 feet away from me. Oh no, he's not pushed at all. Sorry, that was Thunderclap or Thunder Wave that does that.
Gotcha. Takes a little bit of thunder damage. A little bit of ice flakes off of him. Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Gotcha. Next up is Gone.
Alright, I'm gonna step over here. And then I'm gonna jump with my massive size and extra strength and all that to try to get to the stairs.
Jump from where you're at?
Yeah, how far can I jump?
So if you click on the strength, it'll actually tell you how far you can make with either a standing jump or a running long jump.
It's not much.
It isn't. That's why spells like jump are very important.
Okay, cool.
Plus jumping takes movement.
I guess I'll just dash.
Gotcha.
So that's... What was that?
We'll put you next to Vernon.
Alright.
So,
No.
And then, do I have a bonus action?
do you have a bonus action?
Yeah, right, because movement doesn't take up anything. I'm just gonna use my bonus action to eat them berries.
Gotcha. How many of them are you eating?
All 8.
Got it. So you get 8 hit points back.
And you are very full.
I am very full. But that's what they're there for.
Yep.
All right. And that is my turn.
Gotcha. Chauncey. This ice method's looking at you with confusion on its face. It starts to breathe in and then expels out a 15-foot. Yeah, that's going to be able to hit you. 15-foot cone of frost breath. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw DC 10. You got it. So you only take 3 points of cold damage as this thing blows out a thing of cold air.
Oh, why would you do that, friend?
Are you wearing those boots?
I thought Gon had the boots.
I have the boots.
Go.
Oh, Gon has the boots. My bad.
All right, Chauncey, it is your go, though. Seems you have gotten your answer.
Yeah. All right. Well. That's just unfortunate. Do I want to do this? Okay, well, whatever. So as a reaction to his breath, I'm gonna do a reaction of Hellish Rebuke.
Oh, nice. So it's a dexterity saving throw?
It is 15.
Big money, no whammy. That's a whammy. That's a 6. He failed. How
And
much
he's gonna
fire
take
damage?
30
Ooh.
Oh,
plus 33.
Even more than that, it seems that these things made of ice are especially susceptible to fire damage. As your 33 gets put into 66. And this thing not only starts to melt, but then violently explodes. If you were next to it when it died, you probably would have been hit by flechettes of ice.
Sorry, buddy.
I love that.
boy, did he
Nice.
make a mistake.
This 3 cold damage in exchange for 66 fire.
So I just took my movement. I'm gonna head back through the other team.
All right.
Okay, that's my turn.
Back up to the top of the round. It is Raven.
Okay, still on my way up.
All right, we'll
Not knowing what's going on, trying to catch up.
put you top of the stairs right there.
All right, everybody okay? What I missed? Like on my way up, is anyone hurt? Do I need to heal anyone? What's going on?
Shoot him.
Okay. Oh, I can. Okay, I made it all the way. How tall up is the stairs? Oh shit! All right. Fuck! I didn't realize I made it all the way up. Yeah, I'll take a shot at him.
All right. Anything above a 12.
Jeez. Well, it's just too bad that D&D doesn't do the crit rate rules that Pathfinder does.
All right, and I don't have any more of my whoop-de-woos.
Is that max damage? Times 2?
No, it's if anything 10 over the DC is critical. And if it's 25 over the DC, it's like a super critical.
So how much
Max
damage did you end up
damage.
doing, Bowie?
Says I did 17 total
All right.
with the 2 shots.
You see, he's very, very shaken up. He's probably down to single digits. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Cephik starts to look around wildly. I can see when I've been bested. He tosses down his ice longsword, puts his hands out. I yield. Take me in for justice. And that's his turn. Vernon, it's your go.
I don't know if that's gonna work so well.
I know what Vernon's gonna do.
What's that?
There's no yielding.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of where I'm going with it. That's
But hey.
kind of. I'm gonna walk up behind him. And you said he put it down?
Yeah, he like tossed it over to the side. He's got his hands out. He's surrendering.
So what do I have to do for like? I'm not joking. I'm gonna try to like coup de grace this motherfucker then.
Make an attack. I tell you what, he's surrendered, so if you want to, you can just roll damage. And if you do enough damage, you can kill him.
Is there? Oh, hold on. Before you do that, is this the guy that's more powerful enough that if we kill him, he becomes stronger and dissipates, and we regret not kill? Maybe now, we. I don't know. I'll shut up. Carry on.
I'm gonna, as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Branding Smite, which is gonna take the concentration away from Enlarge.
Alright. So Gon gets normal sized.
Oh.
And it'll be 9 damage.
9 damage?
On top of.
On top of weapon damage?
It's 12, so that's 21.
That is Gon. How does Gon feel about watching someone who surrendered be executed moments after surrendering? You don't have to say anything out loud.
Yeah.
I'm just letting that hang in the air. He surrendered and then was executed right in front of you as he falls down, and then the branding smite takes over as waves and ripples of arcane energy and fire burst through his body. He is no more.
What did this guy do again?
He's the one that killed all those people the night of the
We could
new
have
moons.
interrogated him a little bit. Maybe take it.
There was none of that. Like, I don't understand why you guys are even thinking that there was a choice in this. Like, we've explained everything that he's done. And we finally were able to end it. There's no way, there was no justice for him to stay alive.
I'm gonna walk over and pick up this longsword and examine it.
It's made out of pure ice. He manifested it out of his hand. It's almost
So it's
like
not
as
like...
he was attacking, it coalesced into a blade.
Think of Skyrim.
Okay, cool. So is this something that I can continue to use like that, or is it like...
It's almost like now that he's dead, any effects have ceased it from becoming a viable weapon.
Okay, and I kind of toss it.
It shatters.
All right.
Well, this is a frontier. It's looked like frontier justice to me. I mean,
so if our theory is correct, then there's 3 people, 3 creatures that have perished, and that means she's now a little bit weaker. Right?
I can
Potentially.
tell you right now, you could probably go through and kill every single living thing on this island. It's not going to move her stat blocks at all.
Um,
I'm just letting you know, if your idea is to basically kill everything until nothing worships her, it's she's still a minor god.
I'm gonna go down and check out this treasure.
Oh yeah,
yep.
treasure.
I'm gonna spit on the his remains as I walk over him.
All
Since
right.
he said he didn't have anything.
It's going to take you about an hour to go through the treasure and figure out what everything is. Are you going to take an hour in order to do this?
Fuck yeah.
So
I'm mainly
We
looking for
need to
weapons.
inventory the treasure, or can we just shovel it into the bag of holding and go about our business?
So I'm just going to read out really quick. And mind you, it takes a minute to pick up 100 coins. It is 1,350 gold pieces, 4,440 silver pieces, 7,800 copper pieces, 4 gold rings sized for giants, 150 gold each, a giant-sized shield made out of white dragon scales, a 2-foot tall, 50-pound chipped statuette of Thurum, an evil frost giant god, made from ice that doesn't melt, and an alchemy jug. It takes you an hour in order to like go through and inventory everything and like put it together. Are you going to take that hour?
I think we should.
Yeah.
We can always come back later. I mean,
I need every person who is not resistant to cold damage to go ahead and give me a constitution saving throw,
Yeah, it's holding
DC 15. And with that DC 15, if you have cold weather gear, you can make it at advantage.
Oh, all right, cool. Good. Oh, 17.
All right.
Glad I clipped those clothes.
it was sitting on a 15 and an 18, and it rolled to a 4 and a 5.
Ah. So you take 1 point of exhaustion as the coldness of the environment cuts straight through to the bone if you failed. And then Chauncey, did you roll at advantage?
yeah, I failed anyway. Doesn't matter.
All right, so that's a level of exhaustion, which in the 2024 rules only means that you get a -2 to everything. And then your movement is like 5 feet less. But I will throw this in the Discord, and I figure that this is a good place for us to end. And you've got about 1 hour until Arl and her rock approach.
Does anybody have any quick healing? Or else, since we're taking an hour and they're doing all the work, I can take a short rest.
Yeah, I can do Song of Rest.
That would work.
Well, you have this extra hour, so if you wanted to take this hour to take a short rest, is that what you want to do? Are you burning hit dice?
Yeah.
So, this area is very cold. Any hit dice that you burn, you are not rolling hit dice for. You get your Constitution modifier worth of hit points per hit dice spent.
Does anybody have that spell that allows you to go up in like the spatial room that we can go in?
You're talking about rope trick?
Maybe that would work.
I've got Tiny Hut.
Would that work? Would that climatize? If we threw that out, we went.
Yeah, it's warm and everything in there.
It
Except
is.
for-
Whoever's out counting the coins is still gonna freeze though.
I think.
No, I'll go count the coins. I'm
If you
resistant.
could throw that out, one person could go out.
Except
put
then
it
you're
all in the
counting on
bag.
me to count.
I can go out there and count coins. It's
One.
fine. I'm resistant.
5.
I would go in the hut and trust my companions to sort out the loot for us.
What's the what are the stats on that shield?
It is impressive but worthless.
Fuck it, then.
It looks cool, but it would not function as an actual shield. It's more ornamental than anything.
All right. Cool.
So if you guys, because you've already in effect have done the thing, what we can do is pretty much you guys can take your short rest. With the tiny hut, you can go ahead and roll your hit dice because it's air conditioned in there. Heal up, do all your healing, do anything like that. And then the next session, what we'll do is we'll pick up with Oral coming back to the island.
Everybody rolling hit dice gets to add an extra d6 to their health.
Yeah.
Is that one time or per hit dice spent?
It is, I believe it's just one time. Let me see. Song of Rest. If you or any friendly creatures can hear your performance regain hit points at the end of a short rest by spending one or more hit dice, each of those creatures regains an extra 1d6 hit points.
All right. I take it you guys are down in the little room that you met those other two at. So,
Is there a button on here that you just click on to roll your hit dice? I don't.
If you click on short rest, it'll bring it up for you.
Okay. Oh. Ah. Thank you.
I'm putting you all in there for the tiny hut, and then that's pretty much where we're gonna take it. Next time, you guys are gonna be hitting Arl. What's the plan?
Oh, I'm well, if we're doing the trials, or is that off the table?
I mean, maybe she didn't know, like, two of the only living things on her island are dead. Who knows?
Yeah.
They
Well,
went out to go get coffee.
So other than that, I'm killing that bird.
All right. Well, you guys got all the time in the Discord to plan what your attacks are going to be. So, you got that. I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording.